Okay, we are loading up.
Good.
We've got Espaldo is here, our technician en Numa, and we have Danielle.
Okay.
Good morning, Danielle.
Good morning.
And we have Miguel is driving everybody up to where they're going to get the mules. Good morning, Miguel.
Good morning.
And then we have the team of Jim from Dream Away, who's in charge, El Jefe. Management. And we have Kevin, his loyal sidekick. Good morning, Kevin. Labor. Okay, guys. Well, off you go. Have a good day. Enjoy yourselves.
Thank you.
Okay.
So once you ride in front, you're management.
Yeah.
Go for it, Kevin.
Make as most of it
Are you
Okay.
going, Julia?
No.
Oh, no?
No. I'm building a web page today.
Okay. Yeah.
And they are off. To Limones. 20 minutes in the truck. 2 hours walking a mule. It'll be interesting to hear their story when they get back. And now we have their story because they are back now. Danielle, who is the health worker who chooses these villages, and Oswaldo, who is an indispensable solar technician of work, so they can't be with us. But I do have Jim with us, and we do have Kevin with us. So they're going to be showing me the video that they've taken and explaining what's happening as we go through. So I'm looking forward to that. This first clip's quite interesting.
Do a ho 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 again. Santa Claus! Santa Claus!
Well, that doesn't look too serious, Jim. What do they think to taking Santa Claus delivering solar technology instead of toys?
They were pretty excited, but I had to explain to them it wasn't that time of the year, that I had other issues I had to take care of before Christmas time came around. But they were pretty excited about having Santa Claus in their village, for sure.
Did Daniel help you with that?
Oh yes, Danielle speaks Quechua,
Right.
and all the children were there and were asking him if Santa Claus was here, and he asked me, and I said, oh yes, and then I did the ho ho ho, and that convinced them. They were convinced.
And Kevin, you said they got a role for the Gringo, El Gringo?
Yeah, for some reason, he was named Santa Claus and I was the Gringo. What I didn't understand is that apparently if they're bad, their parents threaten that the Gringos will come and take them away.
Oh my goodness, and El Gringo turns up.
Yeah, so I had to kind of convince them. They were a lot more interested in Santa Claus and they were a little bit intimidated by me. But that only lasted about 10
Well, let's
15
have a look and see what happens next. Well, just before we get to what happens next, I'd like to say just a little bit about Passage On, our organisation. It's run by volunteers and local professionals, and the idea is that we reutilise solar panels and batteries from the boats. Here in the Rio Dolce, we have a large boating community, and although these things sometimes are not strong enough to still be used on the boats, they are good enough for the villages and to provide 4, 5 LED lights and the facility to charge a cell phone. And this is really important for homework, for teachers preparing lessons, for medical emergencies, town meetings, even fiestas. So that's the basis of our organisation. And we'll move back into the video now so that you guys can explain a little bit more to me. Right, this is the Google map, and as you see, folks, as you're watching this, we're coming into Guatemala and getting closer and closer, and oh my goodness, is that the actual village?
And it's amazing to see the village pop out of what seemed like just a continuous forest. So on our trip up there, we had gone through both flatland, jungle mountain terrain, and then into a plain kind of where the village was.
But it doesn't even look like a village. It looks like just dots. Was it quite sort of spread out?
Well, apparently it was. I thought the central village had maybe 20 houses. It had the community village, it had a church, and there was, like I say, 20 houses, and the population that showed up when we did the actual installation, it seemed to match. But
well, Danielle, I was talking to Danielle, that's our health worker today, and he says there's a population of about 200 and 30 to 35 children. Does that sound about right?
I think
children for
Santa
sure.
saw all of them. Once the word got out, Santa was in town.
They all showed
flocked
up.
Right.
Right, and just one teacher.
We only heard of one teacher.
Yeah, I
Unfortunately,
understand there is.
it was the teacher's day off, so we did
Oh,
not
so you didn't
meet
actually get to
him
meet
slash
the
her.
teacher. Okay, well let's move on a little bit. So the trip to the village, how was that, riding in?
exciting would be the word. Like Kevin said, this area, we've had a lot of rain earlier, actually late last year, and it had washed out this whole area, so the horses had to navigate the riverbed. The actual path where I assume they used to go had been washed out, so the horses
So they
had to
picked their way through.
the dry, wet riverbed, depending on where we were at any given time. And the horses were just fantastic. The specific horse I was on just took off, and I mean,
And that
he just,
worked better.
yes, he just picked his way, very sure-footed, and he
So
obviously
had
knew
either
where
of you
we were
ridden
going.
before, you riders?
I am not. I mean, I have ridden maybe as a kid
Right.
when I was at camp or something, but
Right.
this is the first time I've probably
And
been
you
on a
did?
horse in 30 years.
It's been a long time ago.
So looking at this, Daniel didn't get a horse, I assume.
We all agreed that we'd let the horses have a break walking across this stuff.
Oh, right.
So,
Okay, so you'd actually got off at this point.
and I'm not sure whether it was for the horses' sake or for our sake that we
Right.
did that, but
Okay, so that's Jim mounting up. Oh, nice convenient stones.
Yes. At the very
Very
bottom.
professionally done.
Oh, yes. Yeah. I'm from Texas, so naturally I have a cowboy instinct.
Right. There's three horses. Oh, is this your horse?
that's my horse who's refusing to come down into the
We've
ravine.
seen you.
Right, I am from Maryland, and clearly horses know the difference between a Texan and a person from Maryland.
So now you're where?
We are starting the ascent, and most of it was made on this riverbed that you're seeing as we pass through the jungle. And there was a combination of flowing water, dry river, mud. There were steepness that I wouldn't have attempted by foot with these horses because
Good, Mark.
Coping with. Right.
Bueno.
We're coming into crops and things now.
we have now actually come through the jungle part of it. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of footage. I was too busy hanging on to the saddle, and I was able to film. So it wasn't until we broke out into the top, which, as you can see, they have
Beautiful
cultivated. Oh, it was gorgeous. Absolutely.
And the lake.
Ahí viene Santa.
Sí, Santa. Santa y Gringo.
And Jim is coming down from. Why are you coming from a different direction, Jim?
Well, actually, that's at the beginning of the descent.
Oh, right.
Yes, this
Right.
film.
So I think the next part is you coming into the village. Let's have a look at that.
What you're seeing here is the classroom.
Right.
Classroom slash communal building, which is where we were installing the lights. And when we got there, there's a bell. When we came there, they rang that bell. And then the villagers all came out to meet us. And the little children were sitting with their heads up into the window looking at us. They said, not too sure about the Ringo. Santa was a big hit. The Gringo, on the other hand, it took a while for them to warm up.
To get used to you. I think next, we've got some of the elements of the solar system.
There's a central controller, which is what we're looking at right now.
Right.
And its purpose is to make sure that the battery does not get overcharged.
Okay.
So it's determining, do I have enough energy coming into the solar panel to put into the battery? And that green light indicates that there is. It's also the thing that fascinates the people.
Because it's got the lights on it.
And the lights change. It turns red when the battery is low, yellow when the battery is medium, and then it goes green when the battery is fully charged.
Right.
And it went from yellow to green while we were there, and they were thrilled.
They were thrilled that it actually worked and did something. There's a red and black box. What's that?
Well, the red and black box actually was a creation of some people down here on the Rio.
On
Hammerman, which Jim and I have carried on. And there needs to be a place that consolidates all of where the battery comes in, the solar panel comes in, the charge controller comes in, the electricity goes out.
And that's it.
Yeah.
And what's some white dots in the middle?
That's a circuit breaker in the middle of the control box that prevents a problem from coming if too much current is drawn by something hooked up to it. It pops and
And then they can just press the button to restart it. Right. And I think I can see the battery there.
That is a sealed lead acid battery, which should have 30 or 40 amp hours in it, which is a rating of the amount of time they can run the lights, which was a huge concern to them. They wanted to make sure that they could run the lights for more than an hour or so.
Ah,
and we explained to them that is somewhat of a function of how many lights they turn on.
Right.
And how much sun they'd had the day before.
Yeah.
They seemed to understand. The people were amazingly receptive. They knew exactly what they wanted, they knew where they wanted things, and they were looking forward to having the thing installed.
Right.
And they were very curious as to the solar panel, how many watts it was, which was they'd asked
So technical questions.
some technical questions. So I either told them that the panel was 75 watts or I was 75 years old. We haven't decided how that translation actually went, but I think that's the point we got across.
Right.
I think this is Danielle flipping on the light for the first time.
Oh, there it is.
And there's the light.